Hey everybody, it is November 30th, and the zombie apocalypse hasn't happened because World War III hasn't happened yet. Stay tuned for World War III watch. In the meantime, get yourself some coffee from coffeebrandcoffee.com using the code hammertime, and you'll get 5% off your order. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you will be updated when the zombie apocalypse does occur. And internet will still be running, so you'll still be able to watch the video. Because it won't happen all at once, I'm sure. So, from the Daily Mail. From yesterday. A New York City mother of three who slammed into a group of BLM protesters sending 50 flying across 3rd Avenue when they attacked her car during a 2020 protest refuses to take plea deal. Now, I don't know if many of you really remember, the 2020 protests were more like 2020 riots. They called them fiery but mostly peaceful. Things were on fire. Now, the plea deal was 6 days of community service and a license suspension. But she said, no, I'd rather stand trial because I'm innocent. I just want to clear my name. So, here we go. A New York City mother of three who plowed her BMW into a group of BLM protesters in 2020 has yet again refused a plea deal in favor of a jury trial. Kathleen Casillo, 54, appeared in Manhattan criminal court on Tuesday, nearly 2 years after she was accused of driving into pedestrians during the protest at the Manhattan intersection of 39th Street and 3rd Avenue on December 11th, 2020. Casillo could face 7 years in prison after turning down the plea deal, which involved 6 hours of community service and a 1-year license suspension. Casillo and her attorney told the court that they did not have any interest in the plea deal and would opt for a jury trial. They turned down the same plea deal a year ago. The Howard Beach Queen's mom. Why would you have to put that in? Has previously claimed the demonstrators had come up to her car and called her a white privilege B word before banging on the vehicle. She said she then panicked and hit the gas when they tried to open the doors of her vehicle, which led to 9 activists being injured. So she plowed through 50 and only hit 9? It's a kind of misleading reporting there, Daily Mail, or whoever wrote this story. Or whoever you got your story from, Daily Mail, because I know you don't write your own material. In an exclusive interview with the DailyMail.com last year, the mother said she feared for her daughter's life as a group of protesters started attacking her and decided to hit the gas, eventually plowing into a group of activists in 2020. That's the same paragraph as before. Casillo was issued no more than a desk appearance ticket for the incident and was released only 2 hours after the arrest. Only hours after the arrest. Why did I say 2 hours? Weird. Her 29-year-old daughter was also in the car at the time, but was not charged. She wasn't driving. Casillo was later charged with reckless assault, the mom that was driving. My side of the story was we were attacked by people who were going to break my daughter's window and pull her out of the car, so I feared for my life. Casillo, whose husband works as a car mechanic, told Daily Mail last year. So, we aren't going to talk to the husband at all in this article, so why are we telling anybody that this dude is a car mechanic? I guess Daily Mail is really investigating hard to find out some background into this woman 2 years after the incident. Oh, guys, guess what? Her husband is a car mechanic. He probably works on those gas-guzzling cars and none of these electric ones. Oh, evil gas-powered car mechanics. Casillo said she turned down the plea deal in December because she did not do anything wrong, saying, I'm going to court to clear my name because I'm not guilty. I feel sick, she continued, noting, I never intended on hurting anyone. I just feared for my daughter's life more than anybody. I thought they were going to pull her out of the car. They're just making the black community look like they're thugs. Oh, Daily Mail, you forgot to capitalize. One of my closest friends is a woman of color from when I was 19 years old, so it's not a black-white thing. I don't even know the color of the people that I hit. It was all mixed. Oh, that's the problem with diversity. There wasn't enough non-diversity in the collision, as in there wasn't enough white people getting hit, so, she just hates black people, apparently. I'm guessing. I figure that's where they will go. Video posted to social media in the aftermath showed the moment she plowed through a group of 50 Black Lives Matter protesters that night. She only hit 9. Of course, she's only being charged with hitting 9. Only 9 were injured, so why are you putting 50? Were there just 50 people in the camera shot? I'm not showing the footage. I'm not going to show that. You're kidding. Damage to the 2019 black BMW sedan is clearly visible in photos from the incident. Multiple injured protesters were taken to Bellevue Hospital to be treated for their injuries. Since then, cops have been forced to guard Casillo's home over death threats sent to her and her family, her daughter Dominique said. Did she really say cops have been forced to protect us? Cops have been forced to guard our house? I don't think she would have used forced to guard. Anyways, When Casillo appeared in Manhattan criminal court last year, she had to be escorted into the building by security guards. Security guards were forced to escort her into the building, as a group of protesters outside compared her to a female Kyle Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse claimed self-defense when he shot 3 people, 2 fatally at a Black Lives Matter protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin in 2020. He was acquitted of all charges in a criminal trial that divided... They was already divided. Divided the nation over questions about gun rights, violence at racial justice protests, and vigilantism. So, when you put a word in front of another word, like racial justice is not the same as justice. This is a different version of justice where race comes into play. You are diminishing justice when you put racial in it. That's all I mean to say on that. It's people. Describing being attacked in 2020, Dominique told DailyMail.com on Thursday, you know when you picture a protest, you picture a bunch of people protesting something. That's not what we saw. She saw a mob. She said what she experienced that day was a traumatizing situation, saying she and her mom were driving down an empty street when a few people came out of nowhere. Didn't look like a protest, Dominique recounted. It was more like being attacked by random people who were being menaces. Fiery but mostly peaceful menaces. She alleged that the people who were attacking the car weren't really part of the protest, as an actual protest was a block up. While that's going on over there, we can commit crimes over here, sort of thing. They were just lingering and pulled out of nowhere before we stopped the car, Dominic said. We waited, watched the light turn green, then red. We waited a long time, and they were just there, like this. They were just there, like this. No, we waited a long time, and they were just there like this, doing nothing. Or is it, we waited a long time, and they were just there, like this, doing nothing? I don't know if that's a typo, because Daily Mail has typos all the time. Then they walked away just a little bit so we could move, she alleges. We started driving, and they started attacking the car. So naturally, we stopped again. And that's when they started hitting the car, cursing us out. I was really scared, honestly. Finally, there was a bit that actually cracked the window open on my side, and that's when my mother started to roll. I don't know what she meant by there was a bit, but the window cracked open on her side, and that's when Mom started to roll. We said we had to get out of here because they're not going to stop. I'm sure they both thought that internally, or like, we need to get out of here, go! There was no other car around, she continued. There might have been cars behind us, but we were the first car on an empty sidewalk, so it was just like, wrong place, wrong time, I don't know. She noted that it was sad because I definitely think there's some bad menaces that go and ruin protest, singular, because there were people there protesting for a cause, and they were just there looking for trouble. So, 2 groups of people. Some people wanted to protest what they thought was an injustice, and other people were looking for trouble. That's Mom, and that's the daughter. More footage of them right there. In the aftermath, Dominique said her mother was slammed as a racist on Twitter, calling it really traumatizing. If you are to the right of Stalin, you're probably a racist nowadays. People took to social media to post screenshots of her Facebook and Instagram accounts. The City reported at the time, I'm assuming that's a publication, showing posts supportive of then-President Donald Trump. See, you can't even get away. Every article, you gotta mention Trump. He hasn't been in office for 2 years, guys. Okay, showing support of then-President Donald Trump's handling of the COVID pandemic, and likes for a group called I Stand With Rudy Giuliani. Oh no, she liked it. She had likes on a group? She agreed with a post? Oh, how dare she? Oh. But Casillo has denied claims of racism. Well, I keep misspelling it. I keep throwing an S in there. But Casillo has denied claims of racism, telling Daily Mail in December, one of my closest friends is a woman of color from when I was 19 years old, so it's not a black-white thing. I don't even know the color of the people I hit, she continued. It was all mixed. Didn't I read all of this earlier? I'm almost certain I read that exact paragraph earlier. A friend, a woman of color from when I was 19 years old, so it's not a black-white thing. I don't even know what color the people I hit. It was all mixed. One of my closest friends is a woman of color from when I was 19 years old, so it's not a black-white thing. I don't even know the color of the people that I hit, she continued. It was all mixed. Great job, Daily Mail. Are you just trying to pad your articles just by repeating what was already printed up there? Come on. Her attorneys have rejected the claims that Casillo is racist and intentionally hit the protesters, calling it a false narrative that is without merit and deeply disturbing. And they and hopes she will get a fair trial. They also noted that Casillo did not have a prior criminal history and that no history of having hurt anybody, claiming her heart goes out to the victims. She probably sent out thoughts and prayers too, because that's all it takes nowadays. So good job, Kathleen, Casillo, and lawyers for rejecting this plea deal. I assume she has a really good a legal team. I would be panicking and anxious for 2 years while this was going on if I were her. I think she did the right thing, protecting yourself and your child, even if they are legally an adult at 29 years old. I figure she'll probably be acquitted of all charges, as a female Kyle Rittenhouse would be acquitted of all charges. Kyle was acquitted. This article was way longer than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm done.